Oh, Pearson gets it into the 95 of Folks. Here comes the caution.
Flag is dropped here at Daytona, and away go for the first time. Nicholas Morcel, Sean.
Looks like most get through unscathed. Look at that, there's Reed Gibson. A big move at the inside line of Dom's, possibly a little bit of contact.
Now, as we've got three wide action going through turns 1 and 2.
And they're underway. Eric Hahn takes a nice jump. Wilson hasn't let it go very far.
Come out here for Circuit Spa Francorchamps. Alex Johnson's off to a brilliant start there.
Just how oddly shaped this one is. We saw in the background Eric Hahn go for a bit of a swing, and he's gone and he's over.
New stuff. Cody Graham's the one-on-one up into second place. Alex Johnson 6/10 to lead at the moment.
Mr. Dicey up front. There's Andrew Kessel, Justin Sang.
They are ready to go. The lights are out, and away we go for the very first time here at Okayama International Circuit. Finley Fitzsimmons.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the Rescreened LLC late model series brought to you by the Spark Racing League. My name is Mason Heimbaugh with Team Goon Squad, bringing you the action here today, 1440p, 60 frames a second, as we gear up for the final round of season number 2 here at the Spark Racing League late model series. And folks, it is going to be a doozy. Last week we were at Irwindale Speedway, where we saw Justin Brooks take away his 3rd win in a row in the past few races, looking to potentially pull off another victory here tonight and walk away with the championship. Speaking of the championship, there is only 20 points separating Justin Brooks as well as RJ Williams and Scotty Phillips from taking away that championship spot here tonight if one of them can pull it off. Drivers currently getting a little bit of a warm-up session in before we get things started here tonight, and there goes the checkered flag being waved from the flag stand as we get ready to kick things off and get our race going here tonight. Here at Kern County Speedway, it is going to be the first time that I've had the privilege of calling a race here at this lovely track, and I expect some great racing to be had here today. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for today's race, with Justin Brooks and RJ Williams taking up the front row, followed by Ryan Phillips and Devin Jack in your second row, Scotty Phillips and Johnny Rapp in your third row, followed by David Hill and James Barker in the fourth row, Bob Belshaw, Sean Johnson in the fifth row, followed by Robert Probst, as well as Caleb Hill in your sixth row. Moving on down the grid, we have Lucas Longmire and Aiden Neese in the seventh row, Jared Slongwhite and Chris Kearns taking up our eighth row, Dave Grajewski and Clifton Simmons in the ninth row, followed by, last and not least, Benson Weaver and Hunter Cole. Drivers given the go-ahead to make their way around the track for the first time here today, taking a little bit of a parade lap before we kick things off here for the first time tonight. And I gotta tell you, folks, it is going to be a lot of great action with a lot of these drivers competing for different positions in the championship standings. While it may not be for the championship itself for some drivers, there are spots in the top 10 in the point standings that are definitely looking to secure some good points here today. As we get a good look at the field following behind the safety truck here today, getting themselves ready to click it off. You can already see the excitement happening throughout the field here as we look a little bit further into the field and see just how drivers are stacking up and how things are going to be looking today. A little bit of a look up above from the blimp camera that decided to generously fly its way over to Kern County Raceway and give us a spectacular view. Safety truck is in. Away we go as drivers make their way past the restart line, I should say, into turns 1 and 2. Justin Brooks, RJ Williams, it is a 2-wide field. No one really pushing too aggressively. We've got a driver going sideways in the back. Chris Kearns, the number 81 machine, gonna find himself facing the wrong direction on the back straight after a little bit of a mishap going out of turn 2. Let's take a look at exactly what happened here for Chris Kearns. And it looks like coming out of 2, he's just a little too sideways. Those cold tires definitely can get you if you're not careful, if you're not looking for it. And into the side of the number 6 of Dade Grajewski. A little bit of assistance to push that 81 machine. Oh, man, and another tap to Dade Grajewski sends him into the bottom wall. Along with, I believe that was the number 8. No, that can't be right. Either way, these drivers definitely having not the ideal start to this race, but they're going to get another shot at it and line back up here once again. Could potentially see a single file restart this time around. That very well could be a possibility here, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But for the time being, drivers just going to get lined back up and ready to start this one off yet again. Only a couple drivers being involved in that most recent incident. Chris Kearns, the 81 driver, has appeared to has made his way down into pit road, and it looks like they might be packing that car into the trailer as we speak. So might be a done deal for Kearns. He might just be throwing in the towel for the last race of the season, which is an unfortunate thing to do, but it's racing. It happens. Lights go off on the pace truck, so this means one more lap to go before we go green yet again. And we'll see that pace truck drop its way off on the back straight and back into pit road as we gear up to go back to green flag in just a couple turns. Justin Brooks is ready as he's trying to keep the temperature in those tires the best he can. Not really much that you can do other than just get going. And here we go through 3 and 4. And the green flag is dropped, and away we go. Justin Brooks taking the opportunity to get himself away from this field as quickly as possible, taking, I wouldn't quite say a jump, but he definitely wanted to get away from RJ Williams as much as he possibly can. And RJ doing a fantastic job trying to stay within a half a second of Justin Brooks at this moment. But so far, looks like most drivers taking a single file approach and sticking with it for the time being, at least until they see an opportunity in front of them to make a pass happen if they can. Calm and steady racing for this field, and I think early on, after what we just witnessed in the opening lap of the race, I think some drivers might be wanting to cool it off just a little bit and save the real action for later when we get closer to that green-white checkered. Very, very smooth for this field. A couple of drivers starting to fall back from the pack. Dade Grajewski looking to be one of them. And it looks like Chris Kearns managed to make his way back out onto the racetrack. Probably had a few things wrong with the car that the pit crew had to fix, and maybe had to pull it into the trailer to, grab some spare parts maybe. Either way, glad to see the 81 machine back out here, still racing, still looking to secure a spot here today for the final race of the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series. So we get a great, fantastic view of the drivers making their way out of 2 and onto the back straightaway. Looks like a little further back, Caleb Hill and Aiden Neese going to be side by side. The 01 machine going to take the high line through 1 and 2, staying up on the top side as much as he possibly can. Caleb Hill doing a fantastic job of not letting Aiden get down too low on him. Robert Probst now going to have Caleb Hill to the outside. Caleb's starting to fall back a little bit here. The mid to high line definitely not the line of choice here for this track, it seems, and it's going to be difficult for drivers if they really want to push here, and if they do decide to try and push on that outside lane, it's going to be quite a handful. Robert Probst, though, right on the bumper of Aiden Neese. Excuse me. Down the front straight, looking absolutely fantastic, and almost giving Aiden a little bit of a draft, if you will. CP will try it again here. That's going to cost him a few tenths of a second to Caleb Hill, who's now going to be down on the bottom, going through 3 and 4. Caleb Hill now in a position to potentially make a pass happen. Robert not quite wanting to let that position go. Doing everything he can to push that number 5 machine as best as he can. Belshaw, Robert Probst, they both are fighting nearly wheel to wheel for a moment there. Drivers kind of swapping positions back and forth here in the midfield. Meanwhile, up at the top 5, Justin Brooks managing to hold on to this lead, but RJ Williams, Ryan Phillips, Devin Jack, and Scotty Phillips are all closing in on that number 33 relatively quickly here, and it is going to be a fight, to say the least. How easy it's going to be to try and shake Justin Brooks here up enough to get around him? That's a different question. We'll have to wait and see what Justin has in store. Devin Jack gonna go down to swapping positions with Ryan Phillips here for that 3rd place spot as the 27 machine down low. You're through 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway. Devin Jack, the number 49, up on the top side of this battle at the moment. It's a good example of how the different lines can affect these drivers and their pace, and you can see Ryan Phillips being down where he is, his entry point into the turns. He's not quite able to keep up the pace nearly as much as the drivers who are using a little bit more of the track, so to speak, to be able to make the turn effectively. Ryan Phillips able to find a little bit of wiggle room and keep his momentum up here. Johnny Rapp now also looking to get in on some of the action here. The Mission Barbecue 52 machine up high at the moment. Ryan Phillips, the number 27. Still fighting to keep himself up here, but I think right now just he's having a hard time with just constantly having a driver to his outside. He's not able to fully get to the wall on the exit, and it's just he's doing the best he can, and he's doing a good job of it. top 4 all single file, and they really haven't changed much. For some time now, they've just kept it calm and consistent. Oh boy, driver facing the wrong way here. It looks like Robert Probst, the number 5. Let's see exactly how this one unfolded here for Rob. Speed things up here just a little bit until we get to the juicy bits. The 0-1 a little too close to the rear end on the exit of turn 2. That's going to send the rear end of the number 5 of Robert Probst. I keep forgetting how it's actually pronounced, but Robert down into the wall. Out of 4. And that's a very tough break here for Robert. Having a very clean race thus far. A minor setback for the number 5, but I think he get it looked at down in the pits, figure out what's wrong with it if there is anything wrong, and get it back out on the racetrack as quickly as possible. But this will give the field another opportunity to get things restarted and give a potential for some drivers to have another chance at fighting for whatever position they might be looking at, especially particularly these drivers up here in the top 4, top 5 positions, realistically speaking. All of these guys have been nearly bumper to bumper for a few laps now, and I'm curious to see how this is going to kind of shake things up. I do believe it will most likely still be a single file restart this time around. However, with Justin Brooks, even with the restart, the successful restart he had last time, the pace that he was able to make, it really didn't work out too much as far as getting away from the rest of the pack, but it worked out enough to stay in the lead, and I think that's ultimately all he wants to do, is stay out there, stay fast, and not let anyone by. Okay, so it maybe we're going double. I find out here pretty shortly, I believe. But either way, so it looks like I was wrong. It looks like we are going to be restarting 2 wide. So the lights are off on the pace truck, and we come down the back straightaway. We get ready to go back to green flag racing with just about 60 laps left to go, and a whole lot of exciting action to be witnessed here, as there goes Justin Brooks trying to get a little bit of distance. Manages to make it work this time. Let's see how long it takes before RJ Williams, Scotty Phillips, and friends start to catch up to him once again and continue that push for the lead. Great restart from the field. We've got a couple drivers side by side as we come through 3 and 4. Back onto the front straightaway. Looking very calm, very collected here. A lot of this field towards the front of the pack, all taking that single file approach as quickly as they can. It seems to be that passing here is not going to be as easy as you would find in some other tracks. Oh, a little bit of contact to the wall. I believe that was from Dave Grzewski, the number 6 machine. Sinclair number 6, getting a little too close for comfort to the wall. And he's going to try and keep himself from scraping up that right side too much. Every once in a while is fine, but eventually it starts to slow you down a little bit more than you would like. So Justin Brooks, he's still continuing to have RJ Williams right on his tail. Let's take a moment to ride on board here with RJ Williams for just a moment and just get a good look at this battle from the driver's side perspective here of RJ Williams' 21 machine. And as we can witness now, RJ not leaving a whole lot of room between himself and that 33 machine, pushing it to everything he's got and definitely staying in the mirrors of that number 33. While RJ might be thinking it might be impossible to pass Justin Brooks at this moment, he is definitely making his presence known at the very least. And as we near the halfway mark in today's race, I want to take a quick moment to shout out our series sponsor, Rescreened LLC. If you live in the Florida area and you have a pool outdoors that you would like to keep critters out of, Rescreened LLC will gladly help make that happen. So a big shout out and big thank you to Rescreened LLC for being a part of this season of the late model series with Spark Racing. It is always a great pleasure to see businesses supporting the sim racing habits that we all have. Caleb Hill trying to get a little sneaky here. Looking to the inside of the 29 of Jared Slaunwhite. Hill trying to make up the positions that he has lost here. Down 2 from where he started in 12. He's in 14th currently. So he's trying to work his way back up the field a little bit here, but looking good throughout the battles that he has been in and has continued to try and push throughout this race. As we surpass the halfway mark, it is definitely a good time to start picking things up a little bit as far as pace is concerned, if it's possible. So while drivers are keeping things relatively calm at this moment, not seeing too many battles, we have this one between Jared Slaunwhite and Clifton Simmons, the number 38 down low as we come out of turn 2. And Jared right now, he's just kind of finding himself in a position where he's trying to keep the pace up, but as he tries to stay behind the 38 machine now, draft behind him a little bit and try and catch up with the rest of the pack here. It currently sits about a second ahead of them at the moment to Caleb Hill in the 01 machine. So not a ton of distance, but still enough that you definitely want to start thinking about pushing yourself a little bit more as the field ahead of you starts to get away. Riding on board here with Justin Brooks for a moment, just taking a look out the rear view of the number 33 machine and just getting a good look at what the track looks like from a, really, if you were to be right there on the ground looking at it, get a good idea of how much banking is actually there. Granted, we're only looking at it through our screen, so you have to fill in the gaps a little bit with your imagination, but you get the general idea. It's also a really good look at how close these drivers are getting to the apron and just how drastic the transition can be between the actual track and the apron itself. If you've ever seen Bristol in person, one, I'm jealous of you, but also places like that, an extreme amount of banking, and if you get down to the bottom on the apron, it's definitely going to be a bad time. So as things continue to remain calm towards the front of the pack, back here in 12th place, Bob Belshaw, the number 44 machine, finding himself with Benson Weaver, the number 1. Trying to put up a fight here. Looking to put himself into that 12th place position. Benson, currently at the moment, is the current hard charger of the race. We're with now 7 positions gained. He is steadily working his way through this field as we see Bob Belshaw get a little bit of contact from, I believe, Caleb Hill. Almost gets into the wall. Great recovery from Bob. And Clifton Simmons now going to be the 38 machine down low. But Bob not giving him too much hassle here, but I think that these guys might have a little bit of a duke out for a short while unless one of them is able to break away. Benson Weaver still charging his way through the pack, now battling with Caleb Hill. And Caleb Hill managed to work his positions back and is now back into that 12th place spot where he started. Looking to potentially gain a position here if he can catch Lucas Longmire, currently sitting about 0.3 of a second ahead of Caleb Hill at the moment. And with just about 30 laps left to go, it's not a whole lot of time to work with, so these guys, again, are going to be in push mode. Just a little bit of an update on the leaders. Justin Brooks starting to break away a little bit from RJ Williams as he starts to develop nearly a half a second gap between himself and that second place spot. So Justin Brooks capitalizing on, oh boy, as things start to get a little bit chaotic back here. Justin Brooks, whoa, what is going on here? As it seemed like there for a moment there was an issue with timing and scoring, but might have just been a little bit of a blip, so we should be okay. But now less than 30 laps left to go here before we see the green-white checkered. Justin Brooks having a little bit of connection troubles here towards as we start to come to the close of the race, which is probably the worst time to have it happen. But theoretically, it should have no hindrance on him completing the race itself. Spencer Weaver, Lucas Longmire, multiple drivers towards the midfield and beyond, fighting for positions as we see the number 88 machine of Lucas Longmire up top here. Benson Weaver down low, looking to continue his push up the field and solidify that hard charger position that he currently has. Devin Jack, number 49 driver, with Ryan Phillips just behind him at the moment. These guys have a less than 0.2 of a second separating them at the moment. Some of the closest action that we have in the top 5, as Justin Brooks, again, he has definitely been preserving those tires as much as he possibly can, as now he's extended his lead to a little over a full second between himself and RJ Williams. And while looking at it from a spectator's perspective, I guess you could say, that doesn't seem like much, but folks, I cannot stress to you how difficult a second is in racing. Clifton Simmons, Lucas Longmire, they're starting to get in a bit of a side-by-side battle with 19 laps left to go. With 16 laps left to go, folks, it has been quite a doozy of a race here today, and as we get a very, very good green flag run here for these drivers, quite a bit of a spread has started to show itself here amongst drivers in the field. Only a few battles developing at the moment. The best one now happening between Devin Jack and Ryan Phillips. As they were side by side for just a moment. Devin Jack able to find a little bit of pace here through 1 and 2, breaking away from Ryan Phillips, separating himself with about 0.3 of a second now. But Ryan Phillips still on the charge and still looking to keep himself here in the top 5 and maybe even a little further up. Sam, so there has only been 2 cautions for this race. There was one at the very beginning in lap 1, and there was the second one, I think, lap 30? Yeah, lap 30. Lucas Longmire, Bob Belshaw, both having a side-by-side battle here through 1 and 2. Longmire going to be to the outside, Belshaw on the inside. Lucas not quite able to keep the pace up this time by, as he has Justin Brooks now making his way on by. So great work from Justin Brooks, as he's now 2 seconds from himself and RJ Williams. A great feat to have accomplished here, especially with how long we've been racing and how well a lot of the drivers have been completing laps here today. Aiden Neese under fire from the 01 of Caleb Hill. With 8 laps left to go, Neese down to the inside, Hill up top. Out of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Caleb Hill up into the top 10 in 9th place now, as he continues to work his way up the field. Now has a 10-second gap between himself and Ryan Phillips. That is going to be quite the distance to cover for Caleb. Or is it David Hill that he's closest to? I think it's David Hill that he's actually closest to. Timing and scoring having a little bit of a stroke, but close enough. Benson Weaver, the #1 machine, hot on the heels of James Barker at the moment, trying to work his way up closer to the top 10, if at all possible. With 5 laps left to go, a little bit of a tap from the 77 sends him into the wall. Slows him down just a little bit, keeping up the pace though. 4 laps left to go before we see the checkered flag fly here at Kern County Raceway for the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series, the grand finale. A little bit further up ahead, Devin Jack, Ryan Phillips, both having a bit of a battle here for the 4th place position as well. We'll keep an eye on the action with Benson Weaver, James Barker, and Aiden Neese, as these guys have quite the action brewing up here for themselves. Aiden Neese doing everything he can, and there goes the #1 of Benson Weaver. Getting punted right into the wall. He goes up and in to the top of turn 1 and 2. The checkered flag flies. Justin Brooks across the line, taking home the win for today's race. RJ Williams in 2nd, Scotty Phillips in 3rd, Devin Jack, Ryan Phillips 4th and 5th place respectively, as the rest of the pack is going to make their way across the checkered line and finish this one out here today. What a race that we had here today, folks. That is amazing. I wasn't sure what to expect there, but that was definitely a very entertaining race to watch here today. So folks, with that being concluded here, let's go ahead and get into our post-race interviews, as well as take a look at our post-race results. Justin Brooks managing to come away with his 4th win in a row and to secure the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series Championship for season number 2. Fantastic job from Justin Brooks and the rest of this field, as it was a great time of racing here today. And let's go ahead and take a look at our post-race interviews here, starting with Mr. Scotty Phillips. The number 23 driver coming away in 3rd place here today. Scotty, you and RJ and Justin Brooks, I mean, all three of you guys all had something on the line here today. For both you and RJ, it was potentially coming away with the championship here for the Rescreened LLC late model series. Now, I mean, going into it, obviously, as a driver, there's going to be a lot of things that are just out of your control. But what ultimately do you think? What was your ultimate goal here tonight? And do you think you accomplished that here?
Yeah, man. I mean, I came in with the top three. I obviously wanted to get first or second. I would like to finish in front of RJ, but he ran good. I had nothing for either one of those guys. I wish I would have qualified a little better. I messed up qualifying, but that would have helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you guys all had a really fantastic race today, and you know, like you said, there are some things that probably could have been done a little bit better, could have improved on, but you know, there's some things that you kind of just show up to a race and you just do your best and hope for the best. I guess is the best way to put it. But Scotty, I mean, I gotta commend you for a fantastic season that you had here. What's kind of your expectations? What's your outlooks going into a third season here, or do you plan to stick around, or what's kind of your plans here for racing for the next season?
I do plan to stick around, man. That's a really fun league. It's getting better and better, it seems, as time went on. We had a lot of green flag racing today. It was a blast. So I hope we stick to that. I really need to work on my qualifying. It seems like I'm pretty fast in practice, but can't get it done in qualifying. And then other than that, just tire management, man. Hopefully it turns out better next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job tonight. Great job throughout this season. I look forward to seeing you in the next one and hopefully get to talk to you more throughout the season. But for now, Scotty, great job tonight. Congratulations on your podium finish. And before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to or thank before we round things out tonight?
Oh, thank you. And just the usual, you know, Spark guys, my bro. Looks like he had a decent run today. Hopefully he can finish better in the season next season. I know he missed a couple races, so and then shout out to RJ and Brooks, man. They're clean, they're fast. Hopefully I can learn more from them.
Absolutely. Well, Scotty, thank you for your time. I hope to get to talk to you more in the future, and have a great rest of your night, and hopefully we'll see some more W's for yourself next season.
For sure, man. Thank you, Mason.
You're welcome. You have a good one.
You too, man.
Alrighty, folks, that was Scotty Phillips coming away with third place here tonight. Up next in the booth, we are going to have Mr. RJ Williams joining us here tonight, the number 21 machine. Whoa, hey, hi, hello.
Hey, hello.
Coming away with second place here tonight, RJ Williams. Like I just mentioned with Scotty, both of you guys, as well as Justin, all fighting for the championship, and you guys all did a fantastic job. I mean, with how green everything was here tonight, from what I heard through, you know, a little birdie, that last time that you guys were here at this track, things didn't go quite as well. What do you think improved for maybe not only yourself, but what do you think improved for the group, the entirety of the field, as far as making this race possible and staying green for as long as you guys did?
Well, I don't remember a current race. I don't remember running a current race with this group beforehand, and I've slept since then and smoked a lot of sleep enhancers. So I don't think I've ran with these guys here. But overall, I mean, this is a typical Spark race. Guys being respectful, clean, knowing their limits, and that's, you know, these green runs showed that tonight. I kind of thought I had something for Justin there. I was trying to run his pace there, probably about the first half. After that second restart, I started, you know, running hard and pressuring him, and he, you know, kind of kept pace with me there. But then he kind of like flipped a switch, or I flipped a switch. Most likely me, but he took off, and all I could think about is kind of what I need to be doing different. I was trying all kinds of things that whole run, trying to fix it. I think I found something there with one to go through 1 and 2, so that's a little too late. But overall, I mean, blast, green runs, love this. this track. It's a lot of fun. It was good to be able to race up there with Justin for once instead of him being 8 seconds out by the time I get to second place. So, a lot of fun. He's a champion. We knew that was going to happen. So I think I should finish second in points, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what I was racing for tonight. So, if not, oh well. I lost the championship last night, so it could be worse.
Well, you know what, RJ, and I think for what you guys put up tonight, I mean, it was a lot of great racing, and like you mentioned, I mean, Justin, just the last 20 laps or so, I even called it out in the broadcast. It was I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, something happened for either yourself or for Justin, and it just seemed to work out for him. But RJ, I mean, you had a great running this season, and I think give yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, and I would love to see a good points battle between yourself and Justin, as well as Scotty Phillips going into next season. Speaking of next season, we kind of already went over some things that you would like to improve on. What's kind of your, I guess, what would be the ultimate goal for next season? Would it be to come away with that championship? Obviously, ideally, that'd probably be the one that you'd want to do. But if, what would be a good secondary goal? What's kind of your game plan going into season 3?
Well, I'm old. I'm 30, turning 38, and I've been doing this sim racing thing 25 years. I mean, got the first steering wheel and pedals at age 12. So as I get older, I'm starting to lose some of my edginess, and I'm just trying to figure out the things that they know that I don't, because I came back at the beginning of the year. I mean, I took like a 3-year break from iRacing. I came back at the beginning of the year in late model stock, so I had to learn the car and kind of learn the tricks and trades that some of these guys have. Justin clearly has a lot more knowledge on knowing when to go and how to save tires and how to get the most out of the tire. And I think that's really what he was doing there at the end. But I always aim every race. I mean, if I don't show up, if I don't think I'm going to win. And so, you got to walk into these races with that kind of confidence. I don't think it makes you cocky. It just makes you confident in what you're doing. And if you're confident in what you're doing, it shows in what you do on the racetrack. So I'm always aiming for a championship, but Justin has a little edge over us. So definitely the rightful winner. So congratulations to him, and hopefully we have a good schedule next season. Some short tracks would be nice in this thing, just a momentum car, but hopefully I'll be back and running for another P1 position in the points.
Absolutely, RJ. I love to hear it, and I love the enthusiasm. I'm definitely excited to see more of yourself in the 21 machine out there going into season 3. But RJ, before I send you off here and before you get to celebrating with your fellow drivers and everyone down in the pits right now, would anyone you want to give a shout out to or thank before you head out?
Well, I'm getting ready to go lecture James Barker there at the end of the race. Leader about to put him lap down, and all the way. So I gotta take care of that. But James, he helps me on Len Huffman's crew there in late model stock. Ran horribly in car tour, but now things kind of settled out. Run Hickory, local places, things that we know to get our confidence back. Nothing wrong with that, and it certainly will be coming back along with the speed and the race cars. But he's matured and became more of a race car driver, virtual, throughout this season. So I look forward to having him with me next season, see what he can do. Best qualifying this season, this race. So always looking for improvement. Myself, anybody else that wants to tag along with me.
Love to hear it, RJ. Thank you for joining me up here in the booth tonight. Congratulations once again on your second place finish here tonight. I hope to get to talk to you again some more in the future. Otherwise, you have yourself a good rest of your night.
Yep, you guys do a great job with the broadcast. I enjoy it. Very laid back, so good job on that. And I appreciate y'all broadcasting our races.
Absolutely. Thank you. You have yourself a good one.
See ya.
Alrighty, folks. So that was RJ Williams out of the booth, coming away with second place here tonight. Last and not least, Mr. Justin Brooks, the man of the hour in the 33 machine, coming away with the win here tonight. 4 wins in a row for yourself to come away with the championship here for the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series. I mean, Justin, you've been on fire You've put on some very, very dominating races. I guess really the big question that I have for you right now is, you know, looking at this race here today, we were kind of seeing the top 5 staying relatively close to one another for a majority of the race. I would say pretty close to 80%. And towards the last 20 laps, you started to gain some pretty significant pace and distance between yourself and RJ, as well as Scotty and the rest of the gang. What kind of led to that? Was it just a tire saving strategy? Was it just a bit of luck that was thrown in there? What kind of ultimately led to yourself having that just significant gap being given to you towards realistically the end of the race?
To be honest with you, I just did like I did most weeks when I know it's gonna be a track that wears out the right front, and just conserve my stuff, just rode around, just drove it hard enough just to stay out front and keep a small little gap on them in case I did mess up so he wouldn't be underneath me or on my bumper. But just mainly running my pace that I wanted to run, and then 30 to go, it was just go time. I mean, I figured that'd be the perfect time to start going, and looking at the tire wear at the end of the race, it was definitely the right decision. I honestly wish I was like a 150 lap race, because I would have really I feel like I'd have really been able to show like how much I actually saved the tires there. But that's pretty much it. It's just knowing when to go, knowing how hard to push it, just managing your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You put a clinic on here today. It was definitely a lot of fun watching yourself progress over the entirety of the race. I mean, you led the entire thing. I don't even think anyone swapped positions with you at any point throughout this race. So kudos to you for that, because that is definitely a testament to your abilities here. But Justin, I mean, coming away with the championship, coming away with, I believe, 5 wins this season, I think is the correct number. Looking into season 3, heading into another season here with Spark Racing. I mean, is it what's kind of the game plan here? What ultimately would you like to get out of racing here with this league?
I mean, definitely if I'm running next season, that's still up in the air. Just mainly depends how busy I'm going to be and whatnot. Definitely want to go for 3 in a row. I want to feel like I could pull a Jimmy Johnson here in the series, hopefully. maybe not 6 in a row, but
hey,
I
close
mean,
enough.
definitely be cool to do. Yeah, definitely be cool to do a 3-peat. I want to do something nobody else has done. That's obviously, I think, any racer's goal is to go in and be number 1 at the end of the season, and definitely would like to do that. Like I said, just show up, have some fun like I did this past 2 seasons. Like I say every single week, and I mean this, I don't just say it, like this is a really fun league to race in. I mean, if you're, like I said, a avid short track racer, love the late model stock, this is the place to come. It's a great league, great admins, it's a great atmosphere. Like, I love it. I mean, like I said, if it ran every single week, I would try my best to show up if I'm available to do so. So that's really all it is. I mean, if I run, definitely going for the championship again.
Well, Justin, I definitely love to hear that. Coming in and wanting to make a name for yourself and make history, I guess is the good way to put it. But Justin, I won't take up too much more of your time. I know you got some celebrating to do and a nice cold one to crack open. Anyone you want to give a shout out to or thank before you head out tonight and celebrate?
Yeah, I'm about to get ready to go run late model strength for field for the open setups, but I want to thank the league again every single week. They put on a hell of a league. It's so much fun, so much fun. Like I really enjoy talking to all these guys that's in Discord every single night. Usually in most leagues, I'll stay in my own Discord. I'm really like a hermit crab when it comes to that, but I mean, it's really fun, really great atmosphere. Thank you for putting on a hell of a broadcast again. I'm sure you did a great job. I went back and watched it last week, and you give James a run up for his money, that's for sure, when it comes to excitement and actually delivering a great product for all the people that's watching out there. And thank all the racers who raced me clean all season, show them respect. People getting out of the way, you know, when I'm lapping them, instead of racing me hard. Except I don't know who that one guy was in the last lap, but I don't want to say the S word, but I about crap myself going into one when he spun them out. But that's pretty much it. Thank all the guys over at my little team, Brook Speed Shop, that's watching, listening, thinking about running next season. Thank my girlfriend, she tunes into your races sometimes, and all the people out there watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, enjoying. Hopefully you enjoyed the races tonight, and hopefully you'll tune back in next season for sure.
Well, Justin, thank you very much for coming in and joining us here tonight. Congratulations. on not only your win here tonight, but the championship for Season 2 of the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series. Great job this season. I look forward to seeing more of you if you do decide to come back, if you have the time. But if not, Justin, hopefully get to see you around in the iRacing world, wherever that may be.
Yes, sir. We'll see you around.
All right, you have a good one.
You too.
Alrighty, folks, that was Justin Brooks coming away with the win and the championship here for the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series here with Spark Racing League. My name is Mason Heimball with Team Goon Squad, bringing you the action here tonight. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Catch all the action that we have here on Team Goon Squad throughout the week. We cover lots of different disciplines in motorsports, ranging from short oval tracks to road courses, all sorts of different action to be had. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Thank you to Spark Racing League as well as Rescreened LLC for allowing us to be a part of this series and bringing you all the action for this season. We look forward to seeing you guys back again for Season 3. If Spark would like to have us back, we also would love to be back. So thank you all for watching.